All right, so first thing is I'm sitting a little higher than I used to because I can get up off of this bench okay, and other chairs are too low. Because the ideal position is to have your hand, wrist, and forearm start level with the keyboard and not be high and forcing yourself into the keyboard. All right, so basic concept in terms of approach to the keys. Make sure everything is relaxed. Bring your wrist up to the keys and make sure everything is nice and relaxed and you're ready to play into the keys. All right, so wrist movements, we start with up and down, and when we do exercises, as you all know, we exaggerate to get all of this working. As we get more advanced and work on repertoire, we're refining that and we're internalizing it so that even when we're only moving this much, we're still doing exactly the same thing and we're relaxed. So up and down is the first wrist movement. Then we have side motion, and side motion is the movement of the wrist back and forth used to put the hand in a position so that the fingers you're using are directly in line with your mechanism. By mechanism I mean everything that's involved with playing, finger, hand, wrist, forearm, upper arm, shoulder and upper back. All those muscles are connected, and that's what we refer to as our mechanism. All right, so side to side is this motion. Then we have rotation, and rotation is movement from the elbow forward, moving as a single unit. Okay, so we're turning like this, and we're not doing this with our fingers up high. Our hand and fingers are relaxed so that the fingers are still on the keys when we're doing rotation. All right, then we can also have combination of movements, and we can make what we call circular movement, which involves side motion and up and down for different patterns, like different groupings of notes. All right, and our basic playing is starting from the key level and going into the keys all the way to the bottom of the key bed. And remember that the only thing we have control of is the speed with which the hammer strikes the string, and that is activated by how fast you depress the key or how slow. Not by thinking lighter. You can play very soft and still use a lot of weight in the keys. You immediately release that weight, of course. All right, now for playing patterns, some exercises, we're doing calisthenics for the fingers. We want to strengthen the fingers, the tendons in your fingers and the muscles in your hand. The tendons are the termination of the muscles that go through your hand. So the fingers all have tendons in them that become muscles right at the hand joint. All right, and we have to play to the bottom, because if we don't go all the way to the bottom, you're not engaging the action, and I can play a scale and not make any sound at all, because I'm not going to the bottom, I'm not engaging the action. All right. Staccato. Staccato is short. It depends on the piece, the tempo, the style, all of those things. Staccato never needs to be approached from above. On one video on YouTube, I saw what I think is a very well-known pianist and teacher in England, and he was demonstrating 4 types of staccato, and one of them was using your whole elbow forward. And I don't know how you manage to play up the tempo when you're wasting all that motion. So we want to play, as I said, staccato is letting go of the keys quickly. And it's a good exercise just to practice how short you can play a note. And that's the attack. And you can play as loud as you want, because when you stay on the keys, you don't have to jump at the keys. You'll get an ugly sound, but also you won't be getting everything to work right. So as quick as you can. And we also think of groupings. In other words, we don't make the same into the key with each note. We like to think in groupings where we're beginning the group, we're into the key, down, and then we gradually bring the wrist up through the grouping. So we're thinking in larger units. And so if you use more muscles, the strain on specific ones is considerably less. So, if I was doing this passage, which is from the C-sharp minor Chopin Scherzo, the fast octaves. See, I'm staying right at the key level, I'm relaxing quickly, and I'm thinking these as threes. The speed that I engage my mechanism using all my muscles, pulling that way through, is what gives us the dynamic level. Alright, so that's your basic movements and your basic attack to the keyboard. Alright, now I'm going to talk a little bit about Baroque articulation. Would you put it on hold for a second, please?